Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Nothing compares to the feeling of elation, of burdens being lifted and constraints escaped, that I feel when I walk out of a store with their products in my pocket. In a world where everything already belongs to someone else, where I'm expected to sell away my life at work in order to make the money to pay for the minimum I need to survive, where I'm surrounded by forces beyond my control or comprehension that obviously are not concerned about my needs or welfare, it is a way to carve out a little piece of the world for myself, to act back on a world that acts so much upon me. It is an entirely different sensation than the one I feel when I buy something. When I buy something, I'm making a trade. I'm offering the money I bought with my labor, my time, and my creativity for a product that a corporation wouldn't share with me under any other circumstances. In a sense, we have a relationship based on violence. We negotiate and exchange not according to our respect or concern for each other, but according to the forces that we bring upon each other. So, Brian, tell me how you feel about shoplifting.
If it's from a corporate business, then I could really care less.
And personally, I guess I shoplift as much as I do because like art supplies are so expensive, and like I'm already really poor, like I'm already like starving college student archetype. Like if I went and actually paid for all the supplies that I need to finish a project, even just one project, like it would be like $100. Like oil paints are $12 a thing, and it's not even that much. So like if I were to buy each and every one of them, like it would add up so quickly. I wouldn't have any money for food, so I'd much rather just like maybe pay for one, maybe, and then just like take the rest of it. Like lots of craft stores like Michael's and stuff, like they have a lot of fake security cameras, so there's not any real repercussion. And I know the people working there don't really care. I've worked retail before, and nobody really cares that much. Like they're not gonna miss out on $12, not as much as I will, at least.
Everything changes when I shoplift. I no longer negotiate with the faceless human entities that have no concern for my welfare. Instead, I'm taking what I need without having to give up anything. I no longer feel like I'm being forced into an exchange, and I no longer feel that I have no control over how the world around me dictates my life. I no longer have to worry about if the pleasure I received from the movie or book I'd buy was equal to the hours of labor it took me to be able to purchase it. These and 1,000 other ways shoplifting makes me feel liberated and empowered.
Well, first off, I check for cameras because, you know, you can be called late, like much later, like just by, you know, they'll identify you if you come back into the store sometime. And look around for employees stocking the shelves, you know, is there anyone that can, like, you know, catch me, look for other customers, and then, you know, then just go about doing what I do, which is like I'll find what I like and then go to an aisle that's deserted and, you know, either put it in my coat or like on my sleeve or down my pants or anywhere. Like obviously girls have it a little easier than us guys because they have purses and all we have is like I guess tight pants or like a coat or something, like pockets. You can't really put too much in your pockets because then it just looks obvious because you know it's all bulgy.
I've gone on like sprees where I'll like go to the mall or whatever and go to like multiple department stores and just like after every store go back to the car and end up with like this huge mountain of clothes. Or I've never been caught though, which is really good.
Have you had any close encounters?
Oh yeah, not too many, but one in particular that actually was only a couple months ago, where I was in the harbor and I don't know, I had a bunch of stuff in my purse or whatever, and I was leaving, and I made sure to walk out with my friends who had a bag, and then like the security guard came tearing after me and like grabbed me by the arm and was like shaking me and stuff and like trying to accost me, and I basically like yelled at him and got all, I don't know, indignant, and was just like, why don't you check this bag, you just bought something, like how dare you get your hands off of me, and it worked, and then I ran away, like, and I think I got shin splints because of it, but I think that was the closest I've ever come.
The shoplifter wins their prize by taking risks, not by exchanging a piece of their life for it. Life for them is not something that must be sold away for $8 or $7 an hour in return for survival. It is something that is theirs because they take it for themselves, because they lay claim to it.
Do you
shoplift personally?
No, I don't shoplift at all. If I had more jobs, I would definitely do it, but...
Never? Not once?
I mean, when I was a kid, I would do it at the Giant, but, I mean, it was just so easy. I don't understand how I wasn't caught, to be honest with you. You know, I would do the most blatant things like get cans of Slim Jims and go into the candy aisle and take them out of the can, all 15 of them, and shove them in my pants and walk out. Like, who didn't see me do that? But then I guess I got a little bit more slick because I went back in there with my friend once and he got caught and I didn't.
What are some things you do to like take attention off of yourself in order to complete shoplifting?
Kind of just go out of my way to look like a normal customer. You know, like ask for assistance. You know, just look like I'm browsing. Just you know, talk to the people that work there. Like strike up conversation with them. Like based on something I noticed about them, maybe.
Well, I guess the entire point is to try and act like as innocent as humanly possible. So if I'm ever in like a situation and I'm shoplifting and like I see a store clerk, like I'll always go out of my way to like try to talk to them if I can. Like for instance, if I'm going into a dressing room and I've already taken a few things with me, like I'll go back out of the dressing room and be like, hey, can I like grab a different size, or can I try this dress on with this? Like I don't know how it's gonna work, but like I just want to try a few different things and just interact with them as much as possible. Like if you're in a bigger department store or something where it's not as personal, it doesn't really matter as much, but I've worked in retail a lot before, so it's just something that would always set my mind at ease for customers like willing to talk to me.
Then just kind of be confident. Like if you start acting and thinking that you're gonna get caught, like with being all shifty and like just looking real shady, then you're probably gonna get caught. Like you just need to go in there thinking that there's no way they're gonna find you, because honestly, it's just too easy. And no matter whether I'm doing it for necessity or like just for fun, I always get a rush out of it, and I think everyone who shoplifts can say the same thing.
In stark contrast to the law-abiding consumer, the means by which they acquire goods is just as exciting as the goods themselves. And this means is also in many ways more praiseworthy.
So a little over a year ago, I was with some friends. We hit a mall on the way back, and I had to go into Nordstrom's with my friend. He had a pretty elaborate plan. He told me to walk around, act like I was stealing things, and you know, so I did. I acted suspect as possible, you know, like the itchy head, looking everywhere, stuff like that. And he just took the North Face and just walked out with it, and it worked perfectly. And then I walked out of the store and we went home. But then this other time, we went to Florida, and on the way to Florida, we were stopped at a Walmart, and so I'm waiting in the car, and my friend goes in, you know, he gets away with taking a couple things. Then I ask him to go back in and get me a drink, and he goes back in and does that and gets caught, and he runs out of the store with a security guard chasing him and throws a drink at him like it's a grenade, you know, and it exploded everywhere or whatever. And just went back in the car and sped out of there like getaway style.
Shoplifting is a refusal of the exchange economy. It is a denial that a monetary value can be ascribed to everything.